Glove on! This is my art glove that I use pretty much every day when I'm working because my hands sweat quite a lot. And that can be a problem if you're drawing digitally or if you're drawing on a piece of paper or Bristol board or whatever. Nothing sucks more than your sweat soaking into your paper while you're trying to draw on something and it just gets smeared all over the place, especially if you're inking. If you're working on a digital tablet like I do most of the time, it really sucks to have that sweat just kind of crust and build on that surface, and you have to scrape it off with your fingernail, and it's really disgusting. So I picked up this artist glove from artistglove.com. This is not sponsored, but I like to wear anything that lets me pretend to be a robot. But it's nice and light. It's made out of that like synthetic, stretchy, sporty fabric. So like if you have a wicking shirt, that's the same kind of thing. But there are a lot of alternatives to get the same effect of protecting your work from your sweaty, gross hands that you can do on your own. The sock method. This is perfect for all of your orphan socks that don't seem to have another pair. If you don't feel like doing sock surgery, you can kind of origami it around your hand, like so. This will leave your first two fingers, your thumb and your forefinger, to grip your writing device, your drawing device or whatever. Problem with this is that your sock usually isn't thick enough to cover the entire thing here. So, you know, it's an orphan. It's never gonna find its pair. So you just kind of cut the toe off the sock, like so. And then you've got your art glove, DIY art glove for free. You can kind of get a little bit of a finger cramp here because these two fingers always get tucked in. But this works pretty good. Before I bought this sucker, I used a dead sock. And this was really helpful for when I was doing traditional inking on my comic. This reminded me not to smear my hand across what I had just inked, but it also prevented the page getting all sweaty and gross. Only thing that sucks about this method is this fraying will eventually unravel and you'll get a little cotton peel in your art sometimes. But if you take care of it, this can last you a couple months. And if you know how to sew, you can fix this edge up right away. So, the Bandana Method. Pick this up at AC Moore for like $1. You can also buy like a huge bag of wipe cloths from Home Depot or like an automotive store, like terry cloths for polishing and stuff like that. This one has like a weird, this lady is like hugging a motorcycle. Anyway, an unboxing. All right. So this is pretty substantial, pretty big. I don't need this much fabric, so you can cut it to whatever size you want, but you're gonna have to do some finger hand origami with this to get it just right. So what I kind of like to do is wrap it underneath these fingers, pinch here, and then kind of origami this around here and stick it in there. Nice thing about the bandana, it's nice and light, so it doesn't feel like you're wearing a huge glove and it's getting in your way. Once you figure out how much length you need, you can cut this part off. It's nice and long, so it covers this end, which is the problematic part. And you're good to go. You get kind of a similar problem with the sock method in that these last two fingers are always bent. As soon as you let go, this starts to unravel, so you have to kind of keep this tucked in. and that can be a little bit frustrating, but if you don't feel like investing in an art glove and you just want to try something out quick, just grab a piece of cloth and go with it. You can cut up an old t-shirt. I wouldn't suggest a towel. Those are a little bit too thick. And if it's terry cloth or something like that, the peel can get all over your work. So, but a nice bandana, very handy. Cheapo gloves, again from the craft store. These are $1. They also had ones that had the conductive tip for your cell phone, but I didn't buy those because I knew I was going to cut these up. So another unboxing. You only need one, so figure out which one is the one that you want to use. This one already comes with a stain, so I don't feel so bad cutting up this one. Okay, so glove. Surgery. I suppose you could draw like this, but there's something about having these 3 fingers exposed that really gives you the feel of the device that you're using to draw with, whether it's a pen or a pencil or a brush or a digitizer or a stylus. Having these exposed feels really good. So let's cut them out. Do. And whoop. Yeah. And there we go. A nice stretchy art glove. This fabric is a little bit more thick than this one, so you will sweat with this cheapo stretchy glove. These are meant to keep your hands warm, so if you're working and you have a hot light, like one of those sun lamps when you're penciling or inking or something like that, this is gonna sweat a little bit, but it's cheap, it's $1. You know, if you don't feel like holding onto a bandana the entire time, you're good to go. So, Party City Clown Glove Method. So it is not Halloween season, so these were the only gloves that I could find at the Party City. They were like $8. I'm sure during Halloween season they have like MC gloves or like fake tuxedo gloves that are, you know, just as good, but cheaper, probably cheaper. But this is what I could find. So, glove unboxing. All right, so these are kind of cool. They're nice and stretchy. They're lightweight. It feels, the fabric feels closer to this one. This is a little bit thinner, so you might want to go for something like this, like a costume glove, because it's a little bit lighter, gives you a little bit more room to breathe. This one doesn't quite fit. It's a smaller thing, like my fingers go down to here, but stopped up here, but whatever. And this cuff is irritating and kind of terrifying because I'm afraid of clowns. Oh, it goes down. Well, all right, whatever. Let's cut this out. So this one is a little tricky. It's a little bit more thin than the other two. Okay, let me try without the thumb. That's okay, that feels all right. But yeah, I think the thumb really does need to come off, so let's fix that. Oh my God. This is pretty cool. Nice and light, nice and airy. Doesn't restrict your movement, so you won't get that finger cramp if going like this the entire time. It's nice and smooth here. Doesn't cause a lot of friction, so it won't bunch up. I like this solution. These gloves are kind of nice. I would recommend finding a size that actually fits your hand instead of just buying the last one on the shelf. But yeah, if you're into doing DIY stuff, I think this is a really good solution. The other solution I would go with is the sock. It's really easy to implement, and even though your fingers are curled up the entire time, they're not actually holding anything like they are with the bandana method. So you can get a couple good hours out of drawing with this sucker. Of course, my favorite is the art glove, which I'll put a link to down in the show notes. They got a whole bunch of different kinds. I liked this red and silver one. I think they got a bluish one. Not sponsored, but if I find a product that I like to use, I will tell you about it. So here we go. It just feels so good. I feel like a drawing robot. I feel like I can draw for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours without sleeping. That's kind of problematic, but so there you go. First choice, second choice, third choice, and then all right, so that's gonna do it. If you have a favorite art glove or a DIY art glove, please let me know wherever you see this. I'm always looking for new stuff, new techniques, new gear. I'm a gearhead, which is a really bad thing to be if you're an artist, because you always want the shiniest, newest thing, and that's not always the thing that fits you the best. So, but yeah, if you have your favorite art glove somewhere out there, let me know about it in the show notes, and I'll check it out. And please subscribe and share with your friends, and thanks for hanging out, and I'll check you later. Bye!